Okay, let's talk about culture. So, culture can be anything that represents you and that you do as a family or as your personal self within your home. So, bringing that into the classroom and representing each child is what you want to focus on. So, what does a family do that represents them, and what will comfort that child? So, what do they identify with? What do they see at home? What kinds of things do they do at home as a family that they can then see in your classroom? Things like gardening, flying kites, going to the beach, playing board games, listening to music, things like that. What can you bring from their home that's part of their culture into the classroom? So let's look a little bit closer at some explanation. So a culture artifact is something that speaks to you, describes you, or represents you. It can be ways you celebrate holidays. So if you take Christmas, not everybody celebrates Christmas, but the individuals that do celebrate Christmas celebrate it in a variety of different ways. Meals are how you eat together or don't eat together. Some people eat in front of a TV. Some people have the TV off. Some people all sit around the dinner table and have like family style dinners and pass food. Sometimes their food is just put in front of them on a plate ready to go. Sometimes children eat by themselves and parents eat later after children are finished. Sometimes family eat at all different times. So it really depends. So how you eat is part of your family culture. What you put on the table can be an artifact. Do you put candles on the table? Do you use napkins? Do you use placemats? Paper plates or different kinds of, whether Corningware or glassware for diningware. Kinds of utensils you use. So sleeping patterns. Do children have strict bedtimes? Do they stay up as late as they want till they're tired and go to bed? Do children sleep all in the same room with their family? So family sleeping or co-sleeping. It's either way, described either way. Or do children have bedtime or bedrooms of their own and they go in there and sleep? It's very different. So, and nothing's right or wrong. It's their family culture and it's how they operate. Hobbies. What do they do in their pastimes? What do they enjoy doing? Do they go to the mountains, the beach, watch movies, listen to music, hang out with friends or family, spend alone time? What do they like to do with their free time? Do they have pets? No pets. Are pets allowed in the home? How do they live their lives? So it's not really an heirloom. It's things that are more current. How do they live their lives now? Sometimes it can follow you through your life. Sometimes it does not. So personally, gardening was a culture growing up, yard work. When I became an adult and moved out, yard work and gardening definitely is not part of my culture. It's nothing I enjoy. It's nothing I really enjoyed doing as a child or a teenager living at home, but it's something that we did together as a family. And now that I live on my own, it's nothing I have ever done happily. Do it out of necessity. So that is not part of my culture. Okay, so hopefully that helps explain that a little bit. So ways to bring them in the classroom, because teachers don't make a ton of money. So Goodwills, thrift stores, garage sales, family donations are really important and they're very helpful. Families love to share their culture and things from their homes. They must know that if they want them back at the end of the school year or in a few months, that they are going in classrooms with children and there is a risk of them getting broken or ruined or paint on them, and so they need to be okay with that. So make sure that that is very clear. And of course, you can buy them. And then there's other ideas. So think of other ways. I know that we've had students come up with some great ideas. So I was going to give you a few suggestions, but I want to leave that up to you guys. So what are some other ways that you can bring those into the classroom? Okay, so your assignment coming up, you are going to look at some scenarios, and I really want you to look at those scenarios. Don't get into stereotypes. Really look at how you would support that child, that family within your classroom. What would you do? You don't have to write me a book. Just tell me some of the things that you would include in that classroom to help support that child. What would you put in there? How would you arrange the environment? What would you add? What would you ask the parents or maybe the community for support to add to your classroom? For instance, if you had a child that flew kites all the time, could you hang a kite in the library corner and have that be part of their culture and just represent them as a comforting piece that was in there? So think of things like that. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. Know that I'm here. Know that I will answer any questions for you, so please reach out if you have trouble. So